Joe Louis Walker was smoking hot on stage at tonight's Fargo Blues Festival, and so was the crowd, as temps were in the 90s at that time, and they haven't dropped a whole lot since then. It's definitely a case of the summertime blues. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stephanie is off. It is hot and has been hot for much of the day. This is just the start of a sticky and then stormy weekend. Let's begin with the heat. Hutch?
Thanks, Mike. It is still warm outside, well into the 80s here. The Southern Valley Lakes country has cooled somewhat into the upper 70s, but by and large, the heat will continue and it will remain muggy during the overnight. We're very humid with temperatures falling very slowly through the 70s overnight. We'll rise and shine and get a head start in the 70s, but tomorrow looks blistering hot, and then a cold front late in the day will bring a chance of some severe weather. The counties you see highlighted in yellow there could see strong to severe thunderstorms. That main threat is going to be large hail, damaging straight line winds. Isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out, so make sure the storm team is part of your plans. But also keep in mind, keeping out of the direct sun will be helpful this weekend. We're talking highs near records. 102, Fargo's record for tomorrow. I'm forecasting 101 degrees, so it'll be a scorcher. Keep cool. Remember your four-legged friends and the kids. Don't leave them in the back of the car.
All right, and we'll find out later what's going to happen for tomorrow night.
You bet.
Thanks. With your air conditioner running high, your electric bill is going to climb. Local power companies say when people notice the cost going up, they sometimes blame it on theft. Valley News team Krista Baim looked into just how common electricity theft is and what you can do to prevent it.
Running the air conditioner now is going to cost you later. Electric companies get the occasional call when customers see their bill leap with concerns of someone else using their power. That's likely not the case.
Usually if you do see it, it's through some sort of a meter tampering situation.
Hooking up an extension cord to a neighbor's outlet is too obvious. But meter theft? Now that's trickier. And it does happen. Xcel Energy serves around 5 million customers in our area alone. The company gets at least one complaint a day about possible electricity theft. It's a crime with dangers just to save a couple $100.
The dangers that people face when they attempt to steal electricity certainly don't make it worth the effort. The chance of electrocuting yourself is real.
The chances of getting caught are nearly guaranteed and could cost you upwards of $1,000 if you're caught tampering with one of these. Both Xcel and Cass County Electric have technology that reads the meter at least once a day. If the numbers are inconsistent, someone takes notice.
We put a pretty strong focus on it, but it's in more of a computerized way. You won't necessarily know we're checking up on it.
But they know when, where, and how much if someone steals electricity. A big price to pay for trying to stay cool and save a few bucks. Krista Baim, Valley News Live.
Now, if you are looking to reduce your electricity bill, companies suggest becoming more energy efficient by using LED lights or by putting your TV in rest mode when you're not using it. A good-sized ditch will be getting some major attention. In about a week, land used to collect excess water is being turned into a park. It's next to the YMCA along 42nd Street South. You see, after 2000, the city of Fargo put in drainage basins like this one to help with flooding. But now they're hoping to get more use out of them. The city's working with an artist from New York, NDSU faculty, students, and local artists to create a natural playground, amphitheater with walking trails, even an orchard.
It's technically in the Rabanus Park. However, I would venture to guess the average person doesn't think about on a warm, beautiful day to go hang out there. And it's kind of a forgotten spot. It's easy to miss. And so we really wanted to make it a community commons.
This is a pilot project that could spread to other detention ponds in the city of Fargo. The price tag should be covered by grant money and donations. Minimum wage has been an ongoing debate and one that's not sure to go away during the election cycle. In North Dakota, the minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. And in Washington, the people who work with our members of Congress every day say they can't make ends meet with their wages. Some days, Sunita Bailey spends more than 10 hours working inside our nation's capital, and that's before she heads to a job number 2. For nearly 2 years, she's served the country's most powerful people coffee, lunch, and then their midday snacks. Well, the nearly 17 hours of work per day at around $10 an hour hasn't proved to be cost efficient. 6 months into her pregnancy, Sunita lost her baby. Her doctor says it was from working too much.
It's rough. Sometimes it get overwhelming. The tired look on people's faces, it's unbelievable. You know, we come to this building, you'll think we be living good, not living in poverty.
Nearly every Senate Democrat, including Minnesota's Amy Klobuchar, has signed a letter to party leadership asking to investigate the treatment of Capitol Hill workers. A Birmingham, Alabama police detective was pistol whipped unconscious today. He said he hesitated to use force toward the suspect because he didn't want to be accused of needlessly killing an unarmed man and because he didn't want to be in the media. Nick Valencia has our story.
Sucker punched and pistol whipped with his own service weapon. A Birmingham, Alabama police detective says he chose not to use force against a man attacking him because he didn't want to be another headline. The brutal beating occurred during a routine traffic stop. The detective, a 6-year veteran, noticed a man driving on the interstate erratically, so he pulls the car over. The two end up here at this shopping center where the detective calls for backup. It's during this time, according to police, that the suspect gets out of his car and gets aggressive with the officer. Instead of following policy to try to get the man back into his vehicle, the detective says he hesitates. It's just enough time, police say, for 34-year-old Jannard Cunningham to sucker punch the officer, knocking him unconscious. He then allegedly grabs the police officer's gun and uses it to pistol whip him. Adding insult to injury, witnesses do nothing to help. Instead, some post images of the attack on social media, bragging about it. Quote, "Pistol whipped his ass to sleep," one user wrote, employing the hashtag F the police. Another mockingly offered the officer milk and cookies for his nap time.
I believe in God, and I think that is the reason why the detective is with us today.
Heath Boackle, the head of Birmingham's police union, says, fearing media scrutiny, more local police officers are second-guessing their actions.
We're walking on eggshells to make sure we do everything the way that it should be, not that it should ever be in question, but we want to be treated with respect or kindness just as if anyone else would be.
It's a sentiment the injured detective knows all too well. He was unwilling to go on camera with CNN or be named for safety reasons, but in an interview with us, he said, "A lot of officers are being too cautious because of what's going on in the media. I hesitated because I didn't want to be in the media like I am right now. It's hard times right now for us."
The detective is recovering and said he appreciates everyone's support. Meanwhile, the 34-year-old suspect has been charged with attempted murder and is being held without bond. It's Friday, time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Danielle Lawson is wanted for a probation violation and contributing to the deprivation of a minor. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Lawson's whereabouts. While the Fighting Sioux nickname is no longer associated with UND, some people still refer to it because it's the only one they've known for decades. Artist Bennett Breen has been sculpting metal, but this summer he ran short on ideas of what to build. He's done a number of sculptures for college campuses, and he thought sculpting the Sioux logo would be a hit among locals. This piece took Breen about 5 months to finish, and he's happy with the final product.
Getting done. And then people liking it, you know. I mean, just somebody giving you a compliment, I don't know, I suppose that's priceless, I guess.
Breen's sculpture is up for sale, and a number of people say that they've already made bids on it. After completing fall registration this week, West Fargo Public Schools announced today preliminary enrollment figures. In grades 1 through 12, there are a total of 9,485 students enrolled. The district also has 846 kindergarten students, 4,047 students in grades 1 through 5, and 4,592 students in grades 6 through 12. The start of school is August 25th, and those numbers, of course, are expected to grow.